Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we'll be going through what kind of Esper should you actually go for, what is the priority of them. So I'll go through the current patch 1 we still have with like around 3 to 4 days, and then also the upcoming patch Esper. I'm going to go through all of them and I'll recommend you what kind of reso should you stop, or are they that high priority to obtain. Alright, so for the current patch 1 we have Lu Shang, Fatima and Artiar as well. So the first Esper here is Lu Shang. So should you get Lu Shang? Definitely get Lu Shang. Lu Shang will boost a lot of your score at end game, like Chronos. You get a easier life in Chronos. You get a easier score at Shadow Fire as well, Shadow Glow as well, Falsetto Fantasy as well, and not just PvE and also PvP content. Definitely get one copy of Lu Shang. If you already have one copy of Lu Shang, should you go for R2? In PvE wise, it's not really that important, but for PvP, R2 is pretty good, so I would recommend getting Lu Shang until R2. But I won't recommend you to get like R4 or R6 Lu Shang if you don't have that many Wishstone, right? Because R4 here is not that important. R6 here, when he dies, his ally get a bonus turn. He won't revive your ally. He only give your remaining ally who is on a battle a bonus turn. I mean, it's good, just that is it that important that you have to make him until like R6 to be good, like R6 Sakura or Lee and all those stuff? To be honest, no. So I would say Lu Shang, R0 is a very strong copy. R2 is a good for PvP, but if you don't really play PvP that much, then one copy is all you need. Then for Fatima here, if you are very into Fatima's design, then you want to max her out, is totally fine. But if you are a player who already playing the game for very long, or you're a new player, basically any kind of situation, I would say that Fatima isn't performing very well, even though she had a buff. Because in most situations, I would say Fatima needs a lot of investment. Like you have to go until R6 and then high divinate. With that high divinate and R6, the value of coming back, like in terms of content usage, in terms of DPS, she can actually get out DPS or outshine by a lot Esper easily. So I would say if you really like a design, you can go for it. But if you are a player who want to like enjoy in PvE and PvP more often, then you can actually skip her. Then for Artiar here is one of the PvE god for turn-based, which I call him the king of wave. And then in PvP is one of the main counter for all the shield Esper, mainly for Jin Shield. She is also a Jin Shield counter. So for players who have issue or who want to compete in the event trial leaderboard, because the event trial leaderboard everyone is using Artiar for the leaderboard. You don't have Artiar, then basically you are not able to compete in the leaderboard. So I would say Artiar here, if you don't have Artiar, should you get R0? Not really that needed. But if you have Artiar and if you want to aim for R2, then this is a very high priority. Okay, because the moment you get this Zest additional 5 stack, it's going to affect your PvE performance by a lot. He will be shining in all kind of wave content and also in Fafnir as well. He will be one of your main DPS of Fafnir. And in PvP, he can counter in certain team as well. So I would say that if you don't have Artiar, if you want to get one copy, then it's not that rush. You can go for Lu Shang first. But if you have Artiar and you are easy to go for R2, then definitely go for him. R4 is also good, R6 is also good. Basically every single resonance on Artiar is totally worth it, but depends on how far you want to push Artiar reso, because like R2 is definitely doable already, but R4 makes it better, R6 makes him better. So depends on, do you feel like you need him at your current situation, because everyone's account progression and everyone's environment, this depends on server as well, have different situation, right? So but I would say investing in Artiar won't go wrong, because every single reso on Artiar is definitely worth it. Alright, then for the upcoming patches, we're gonna have starting from the Yijing banner and then with other Esper of Red Up. Okay, so Yijing here, should you actually get Yijing? Like if you watch my previous actually it's recent videos, like recent this few days video, I have also posted a lot of Yijing's skill breakdown and also the Yijing's team combo as well. I would say Yijing is a very strong Esper, but the first thing is you're gonna have Lu Shang. Because in my own opinion, I feel like Yijing have a very strong combination, or kind of like tied with Lu Shang. in terms of she's the student and Luxiang is the teacher. So it's something like Fushi Embla if you're using in PvP content. When you use Embla, then you need Fushi. When you use when you use Fushi, you doesn't need Embla. Something like that. So Yijing and Luxiang is also that kind of situation. Like Luxiang doesn't need Yijing, but Yijing needs Luxiang to maximize her value. So if you already have Luxiang, then I would recommend you to get Yijing. But if you don't have Luxiang, which I highly recommend you actually get one copy of Luxiang, then you can go for Yijing, because if you look at her kit, everything is about accentuated. Like from the Divinate here is helping for the accentuated. The S1 here, the passive here is for accentuated, and then the S3 here, the bonus turn, is also for accentuated. So if you don't have Luxiang, I don't feel like Yijing is good. Like the value of Yijing just went down drastically. So I would say if you have Luxiang, go for Yijing R0. If you have the extra Wishstone, then you can go for her R2. The R2 is pretty good because of her CD reset. This CD reset here is tied with the bonus turn from the S3. So when you cast S3, they get bonus turn, they also get the CD reset. It's a very good combination with Moriyama in PvP. PvE as well will also benefit from the CD reset, because CD reset is very good. It first fasten your rotation. So Yijing, my own recommendation is R0. If you have the Wishstone, go for R2, but keep note you must have Luxiang first. And then R6 here, I don't think is really that needed unless you are playing in high-end PvP, like you want the warm welcome to instantly apply at the start, then you need her R6. But this is more towards PvP, because in PvE, usually you take your turn first, so it doesn't really matter too much in PvE for R6. So PvE, I'll recommend you R0, R2. PvP, I'll recommend you just R0, R2 is also fine, just that R6 is just being better. Okay, then Tricky here. So Tricky in current patches, I don't feel like it's really worth the rezo unless you are trying to cook up a team with Tricky and Zihe, because Tricky have petrification, and I think this is one of the reasons why they put Tricky in the rate up, because if you want to play a combination of Tricky plus Zihe for the petrification combo, and also Tricky have Dispel, so it might have a good combination between with Zihe. But is it worth to spend a Wishstone in our current patches now? I don't really think so, because you have to know that our anomaly is just season 2 now. Phase 2 now. We still have phase 3 and phase 4. We have the leopard guy not out yet. We have the bird guy not out yet as well. So I would highly recommend you skip Tricky unless you're trying to cook up something. And the rezo from Tricky as well is not really that important. I won't say you should invest the Wishstone on Tricky. So for Gabriel, I think why Gabriel is on the rate up now is because, like I mentioned in all my recent video, because of Zihe's appearance and Luxiang appearance as well, immunity is very high value now, because if you don't have immunity, you kind of able to get control forever. You don't even get a turn at all. So Gabriel here is one of the most consistent immunity provider, and the rival rune is also very fast, and the rival rune have a light set built in as well. So it's a very not like set from rival rune, sorry, it's from the Divinate here, also give immunity, so it makes her one of the best immunity provider in PvP content. PvE wise, not really that important. As long as you have one copy of Gabriel, it is all you need, right? But for PvP, Gabriel is pretty important, but I don't think you should invest your Wishstone into her in most of the cases. Alright, then after this, after the first week, then you're gonna have another 2 rate up, which is one of them is Feng Shun, and the other one will be Ife, right? So Feng Shun here, I would highly recommend you guys to actually go for it. If you're a new player or a returner player who don't have R2 Feng Shun yet, definitely go for R2 Feng Shun. R2 Feng Shun have a higher priority than R2 Yijing in my opinion. Like Yijing R0 is definitely doable. Yijing is the pink bubble girl, and Feng Shun here, I would say his R2 effect is more higher priority than Yijing's R2 effect, even though Yijing's is CD reset, right? But Feng Shun's R2 effect here provides more thing, which is all the random bonus effect, and also most importantly is the AP push. So with a R2 Feng Shun and without R2 Feng Shun is a very big difference. So if you don't have a R2 Feng Shun yet, get him to R2. assuming you already have one copy of Feng Shun. And should you go for R6, I would say that it's not really that important. The R6 here is giving you another shield which makes him extra protection, but most of the time I would say that the R6 here is not really that needed. So R2 is all you need. Try to get into R2 Feng Shun, especially if you already have Feng Shun, you have the discount of Wishstone, totally worth it. So then after Feng Shun is Ife. So since Ife got a buff, I would say that Ife is considered a pretty good Esper now for Andras and all poison comp if you want to combo with Hilda, in Memory Reef for the event stages, and also in Anomaly sometimes. It's a pretty good Esper now because of the effect of she's able to trigger all the boom instantly, right? But to get the effect of the trigger the boom, you need the R2 effect here. So Ife needs the R2 effect to show her value, mostly in Andras and Memory Reef. But if you already have no problem with Andras and Memory Reef, you don't really need R2 Ife, just that R2 Ife is one of the choice among all the Esper, right? But should you spend your Wishstone for R2 Ife, I would recommend not to invest, because for most cases your Wishstone should spend on the other Esper who have a higher value. I won't if you are Ife lover, if you really like her design, you're trying to go for the name card, like if you're R5, you go to want to get one copy, yeah, then it's fine. But most of the cases, I would not say I would recommend you to spend your Wishstone on Ife. Then the next one, which is the last week of the patch, will be Mavis and Archibald. So Mavis here, definitely R0 is doable, so you don't have to get chased for her other rezo, because the other rezo here, I mean, like, it's benefiting Mavis to be better. But I would say that spending Wishstone on Mavis for extra rezo isn't that good unless you're trying to max out every single Esper, right? So for me, I would say it's a skip. One copy is enough. And then the next one is gonna be, which is also the last one, is gonna be Archibald. So Archibald, where's Archibald? Here is another Halloween Esper. The reason why Mavis and Archibald is in this read up is because of the Halloween event. So Archibald here, I would say skip as well. You don't have to spend your Wishstone on Archibald. Even with a Mavis comp, Archibald is not a must thing. It's kind of like a optional choice. You don't have to really pair Archibald with Mavis. Mavis herself is already able to form one team. Meanwhile, Archibald need Mavis to form the team. So for a new player or returner player, I would say skip Archibald, even though if you already have Mavis. Don't summon Archibald just because you try to make a combo with Mavis. It's not worth the Wishstone. Okay, so basically that's all for this video here. I hope this video actually have a clear guideline for you guys who should you summon for the current patch and the upcoming patch as well. So save your Wishstone, because we still have phase 3 and phase 4. If you are looking for the bird Esper or the leopard Esper, which is the upcoming 2 patches, which is 雷震子 and 申公豹, then save your Wishstone. Yijing here is very good, just that it have to have Lu Shang first to make her useful. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Jen MP, Molkut Regally, the Bluish Lane, Kemi, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Choni, Von Hexa, Antonio Winterspoon, Marlene Williams, Uncle Chat, Eric Mendes, Ian Cragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Jordan Alons, Rocco Stanzinons. Thank you so much for the support. And that's not all. Also special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Special thanks to Ziggy, Calamity, Agni, Pong Pong, Code Wilderness, Riku Fred, and Choni. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.